this is gonna be a warm-up. You're gonna lay on your back. Knees are gonna be nice and bent, okay? Don't worry about where your feet are. We're gonna bring our knees in towards our chest, but I want you to think about your low back. And remember that anterior and posterior tuck of the pelvis that we did in the gravity line. So when Christine arches her back off the mat, you can see I can reach my hand all the way through, and she's reaching her groins down and away. And then she's gonna tuck her pelvis underneath and press her low back in towards the floor. Good, okay. And now we're gonna keep that low back pressing in towards the floor as we do this exercise. So we're gonna hold that for now. Now the head, okay, now we're gonna teach you how to find your cervical curve a little bit later in the neck video, but for right now, we're gonna keep that chin level with the floor. Eyes are gonna look down towards the thighs. Now, if your chin is really lifted up, you're gonna place some towels underneath your head, and again, you're gonna watch that in the kyphosis video for where to put your neck, how to align that with your torso. So I'm gonna have Christine lift her head up just a little bit. Eyes are gonna look down the tip of her nose or towards her chest, and that's gonna place some tension on the doormatter of her brain so we can start to open up that SI joint. Okay, so we're gonna bring the right knee in towards your chest first, and then the left knee's gonna come in. Good, so we never wanna pick both feet up at the same time. Now, we're not gonna bring our knees all the way in towards the chest. We're just gonna bring them in towards the chest comfortably, okay? Feet are gonna be everted, okay? So that means the ankle's gonna be flexed, and then the pinky side of the foot's gonna come up the outside of the leg. Good, okay. Now, the legs are gonna be parallel with each other, so we're not gonna let the knees touch each other. We're not gonna let the feet touch each other. They're just gonna be nice and parallel. So I'm gonna actually parallel her a little bit better, good. Now your hands are gonna go right on top of your knees or slightly lower, good. Go ahead and push your hands, not towards your chest, push your hands in towards your thighs, so don't pull them in. Yeah, so we're gonna keep the legs neutral in the socket. We're gonna push down, so place your hands a little bit higher on your knee. Good, we're gonna press our hands down to push our thigh bone in towards the floor. Okay, now when we press the thigh bone down towards the floor, we fix the back of the hips, that ilium bone. We're gonna fix the back of the hips in towards the floor so the sacrum can move in between those bones, because that's not a fused joint. Now, for some of us, if we've never really moved our sacrum our whole life, that can become fused after time, but we don't want that to happen. So hopefully for most of us, we have a movable SI joint. So the whole time you're gonna press your hands down, 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 okay? So we're fixing that ilium, back of the hip into the floor, good. So keeping those feet everted, eyes are gonna stay down, chin's gonna stay slightly lifted, good. We're gonna pull on our exhale, the right thigh towards the chest as we push the knee down in towards the floor. Good, and then release it on your exhale. Good, inhale, left thigh in towards the chest. Good, and good, release. Good, sorry. Exhale as you pull it in. Good, inhale as you release. Exhale, left. Inhale, release. Good. Now we're using our bicep muscles, right? Because we're pushing that down. So keep moving with the breath. Keep using your bicep muscles to push those thighs down into the socket. Good, to fix those ilium bones. Good. The exhale brings it in. The inhale releases. Feet stay everted. Eyes stay down the tip of the nose. Good, and we're gonna do about 2 more on each side. So exhale left. Good, exhale right. Good, last time, exhale left. Good job. And exhale right. Good, okay. So now we're gonna do an extension. That was flexion. So now we're gonna reach the right knee away from us, keeping our hand on the knee and pressing the thigh bone down into the socket. So we're gonna inhale, take the leg away. Good, exhale as you bring it back in. Good, inhale, reach it away. Exhale back in, good. Now we're taking it right to neutral, so we're not bringing it directly all the way into the chest, good. Now we're still pressing down as we reach the knee away. Feet stay everted. Eyes stay down towards the tip of the nose or the chest or the thighs, good. And we inhale away. Exhale, bringing it back down as we press those thigh bones into the socket, and you can feel those iliums onto the floor. Now, this should feel yummy. Hopefully this feels really good. Yeah. Every time I've done this with somebody, we've made numerous videos. Everybody said, oh my God, this feels good, and the video was never turned on. Good. All right, we're gonna do one more side and one more time on each side. Here's the left. Good, and then we're gonna come back to center. So that was extension. So now we're gonna do abduction. So we're gonna take the knees out towards the sides and then bring them back in. Good, now again, we're pressing those thigh bones into the socket. Good, and we're gonna inhale out, exhale back in. Good, inhale out, exhale exhale back in. Good, inhale out. Keeping those feet everted, eyes down the tip of the nose. Good, keep pressing those thigh bones into the socket. Good job, we're gonna inhale out, exhale in, and we're gonna do about 3 more. Inhale out, exhale in. Good, inhale out, exhale in. Good, last one, inhale out, exhale in. Good, okay. So now we're gonna make some circles. Relax those feet because those shins might be firing up. If you're not used to flexing those ankles, this muscle in the front, this anterior tibialis muscle is gonna fire up on you and get really sore. So just release those feet and take a break in between each of these if you need to. All right, so let's go ahead and evert those feet again. So pinky side of the foot comes up the outside of the leg. You're gonna feel that muscle turn on. So now we're gonna make some knee circles, but we're gonna do a very mechanical motion first, and then we'll go into a fluidic motion. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna exhale, bring our knees in towards the chest, and that's gonna be flexion. Good, we're gonna inhale and take the legs out towards the side for adduction. Good, now we're gonna reach those knees forward towards the front of the room for extension, and then go ahead and bring your knees back together for adduction. Good, we're gonna bring them in, out to the side. Good, reach them forward, and back together. Good, and again, flexion. Good, adduction, extension, adduction. Good, one more time, flexion. Good, abduction out to the side, reach them forward. Good, and then bring them back together, and then come to neutral. So now we're gonna do a fluidic movement. So we're gonna move them in circles fluidically. So Christine's gonna bring, and you guys are gonna bring your knees in toward your chest. Good, reach them out to the side, forward and back in. Nice and slow. Yeah, so the SI joint's kind of I wanna say it's a fragile joint. It's a really strong joint, but it gets tweaked really easily, especially if we are crossing our legs all day long or sitting in a car, sitting in a chair at work. We tend to compress that SI joint all the time. So let's be really gentle with it. Now, if the mechanical movement feels better than the fluidic, some of us are hypermobile, and it might feel better to do a mechanical movement. Now you're still pressing those thighs down into the floor as you do this. Good, last one, and we're gonna come back to center. Good, all right, now we're gonna switch directions. So we're gonna keep pressing those thigh bones down. Good, release the feet and then bring them back into eversion. Good, now you're gonna reach your knees forward for extension, bring them out to the side for abduction, bring them in towards the chest for flexion, and then together for adduction. Good, reach them away, out to the sides, up towards the armpits, and back to center. Good, reach them away, out to the side, good, up to the armpits, and back to center. Good, one more time, reach them forward, out to the side, good, back up towards the armpits, and center. Good, now keep pressing those knees down, right? So we're pressing the thigh bone into the socket, pressing the ilium into the floor, so the back of those hips. Good, making sure the back of the pelvis stays on the floor the whole time. Okay, so now we're gonna do it fluidically. So we're gonna reach them forward, out to the side, armpits, center. Good, forward, out to the side, up to the armpits and center. And we're gonna go slow, right? We wanna be really loving to our SI joints. Good, reach them forward,
That's not
out
a
to
race.
the side. No racing here. Good, forward, good, abduction, flexion, good, abduction. So we're gonna go extension to abduction, to flexion, to adduction. Good, reach them forward, out to the side, back up and around. Good, last time, reach forward, out to the side, up into the armpit, and back to center. Good job. All right, release those feet. Go ahead and release your right foot to the floor, left foot to the floor. Good job. All right, so you'll fill out your self-assessment questionnaire forms. Let us know how you did. And this is a great warm-up to do. It's not even have to be a warm-up. If you've sat all day at work or in your car, or you just feel tweaky in your SI joint, get on the floor and do this exercise. It's really great for warming up that joint and loosening it up. All right, we'll see you for the next video.